Hey everyone, it's Mari. I'm back again today with another project for the Vicki Boutin design team. I have this 12 by 12 scrapbooking layout to share with you today. I'm going to be sharing the entire process, and I'm going to be starting off here with a piece of the Vicki Boutin Foundations paper. What I decided I wanted to do was tear basically the top 2/3 of that paper and do some mixed media on that torn piece, and then add this as a layer onto the top portion of my layout. So I'm going to take you through that part of the process here. I'm going to start off with some Vicki Boutin art crayons in a bunch of different colors. I'm going to grab mostly some greens and blues, and then I'm going to add in some black to that. I'm just going to scribble those out onto a piece of packaging there on my table. And I will add some water to that and mix it up with a paintbrush and go ahead and add that onto my project here using the packaging technique. So you're going to just see me continue here just to get all of the different colors of crayon down. I was going for just a really rich, kind of a dark teal. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix those all up here. You see me activating those pigments, getting them mixed together. I didn't mix all of that black in. I just kind of got a little bit of it mixed into where I had just a really nice dark, rich tone of teal. And now you can just see I took another piece of packaging. This is just a much more thin piece of plastic, and I'll just pick that up and I'll kind of lay it down and let that absorb right into my paper. I have not put any gesso on this paper. It is just the raw paper. The nice thing about that is, the paper will actually absorb some of that moisture, and I feel like it's probably going to be a little bit more vibrant that way maybe, or it just acts a little bit differently when that gesso is not on there. So, and this paper is super, super thick. I think it's like 140 pound or something like that. And it's just perfect for mixed media. So really liking how that's looking so far. I'm just going to take my baby wipe and soak up the excess. And now you'll just see that I'm going to add some splatters with my brush. I'm just going to make sure my brush has lots of that liquid in it and splatter that down. I'll go ahead and take that all the way across my paper here, and just going to finish that up. Just every once in a while going back onto that plastic packaging. And now I'm just going to pick the packaging right up and drip what's left on there onto the paper. And I will just take my paper towel roll and roll that through. I'm just going to get some of the excess here cleaned up off my desk before I grab that paper towel. And here you're just going to see, I'm just actually going to let go of the roll and let it run across, just because I didn't want to put any pressure on that. And then, because those were big pools of water, I just wanted it to kind of just like lightly roll through. Now I'm taking some VersaFine Clair ink, and this is a gray ink. I think this one's called Morning Mist, and this is a Kaisercraft stamp that's called, I'm just looking at the package here, Botanical. This is a really inexpensive stamp. I think it was like $4 or $5 or something like that. I like it because it has butterflies and script, and I am going to be using some butterflies in this layout. So I just really like that it's like super distressed, and it's got that text on it and some flowers, and I just really like the looks of it. So this Morning Mist ink is just really light. It's a nice light gray, so you can just see that hint of that text in the background. Now here there's a little bit of transition. I've done some sewing next to that torn edge of the paper, and I've taken my circle punches and I've cut a whole bunch of circles out of that specialty paper from Storyteller, and I'm just going to use those in a horizontal line across my project, across my mixed media. And I also took some of that narrative paper, the pattern paper from Storyteller. I love that paper, and I've torn a piece of that, and there you can see the rest of my white paper is going to go on the bottom. And here's a little strip of that paper called Composition from Storyteller. It's the one that's got that really beautiful rainbow on the back of it, and it's just like a black with white dot on it, and I like just that little addition of black in that torn edge area there. And I'm also going to be using the Puffy Phrase Document You, and that's from the Puffy Phrase stickers. And I'm not sure if I show the whole sticker sheet from that, but it is, I will be linking all of these things in the description box below so you can check them out if you don't have those already. And here you can just see I'm just adding some foam adhesive to every second circle, and then just some tape runner otherwise, and so that some are raised up and some are just flat to the page. Now what I'm going to do here is just take a bunch of the ephemera from the ephemera packs. There's 2 different die cut packs that you can get with Storyteller, and they're both amazing. Like, if you are thinking about purchasing them, if you don't have them yet, I definitely advise you to get both because they're both awesome. They've got all kinds of really interesting, unique pieces in them, and they're just so fun. Yeah, just really, really awesome. So here you can just see I'm taking one of those frames. I'm going to add a little bit of foam adhesive to all of these different little bits to layer them up. I have added a little bit of tissue paper behind my photo here, and actually I did trim my photo with my Tim Holtz Decal Edge trimmer. If you have watched my videos lately, I've been using that on basically all of my photos that I've been trimming up. Absolutely love that thing. It is fantastic. I highly recommend it. So you can just see for these different layers that are part of my photo mat here for all of the different little bits, I am using some foam dots in between the different layers just to give it that really super layered look. And these are all, like I said, just little bits from those ephemera packs from Vicki's Storyteller. And honestly, her ephemera packs are the best die cut packs that you will find. They are fantastic. So I'm just going to go through and keep messing around. I did really like the pops of burgundy on this layout. There's some on those circles from the specialty paper, and there's just a little bit kind of poking out on that torn edge of the composition paper. That's the black with the white dot paper. And I just had little pops of burgundy everywhere, just every so often on the layout. So I wanted to use this burgundy bingo card, and I just cut it in half so that it will show on both sides of my layers here. And then I'm just distressing the edges with my Tim Holtz, or actually that's not a Tim Holtz distress tool. It's a Stampin' Up distress tool. I don't even know if Stampin' Up still sells those, but Tonic definitely does, and I will link up to that because I've had a few people ask about that. That Tonic paper distresser is fantastic, and you can get it directly from Tonic, and like I said, I will link to that down below. I think scrapbook.com might be sold out right now, but I will link to it so you can check for that. It is a paper distresser, and I love that thing. It's awesome. So there you can see all of those different layers that I've added, and it does look really dimensional because of those little bits of foam adhesive between all of the different little bits. And this is just some craft foam from Michaels. I'm just going to add that to the back and then go ahead and adhere that down. And like I said, this is one of those phrase stickers from the Storyteller collection. It's this set of phrase stickers is fantastic, and they're puffy. So they do have a little bit of dimension. What I really love about that is they're super bendy, but you can't see if you bend them. It's not like they wrinkle and then stay wrinkled after. Like, I love the puffy element. It's perfect. So really easy to work with. And I like how the black pops off of there. And that is one of the reasons why I wanted that black paper, the composition paper down below, just because like that little pop of black. This is one of the stickers from the sticker book, and I love the sticker book from this collection as well. There's so many awesome little phrases. This one says my story, and I'm just going to stick it in there kind of where it's going to be sort of like between the different heights of things that are sticking out in behind there. I wanted to add a little bit of distressing at the top and bottom. You can see how I built this layout just on a piece of teal cardstock to put all of the different pieces together, because the white foundations paper was torn right into 2/3 and 1/3. So I built my whole layout on a piece of teal cardstock, and now I just want to cut away a little bit at the top and bottom and just distress that, and then put some of that black with the white dot, that paper called composition, in behind those two areas. And I really like how that looks. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of detail at the bottom of my layout as well there, and I'll show you that here as I finish up. But yeah, I'm just going to cut that away. It's really hard to tear the foundations paper, I will tell you that, because it is so heavy. So if you do want to distress it like this, like I'm doing here, it's easier just to cut it with your scissors and then use your distressing tool. So I'll just take that piece of paper. I'm going to cut it down just to conserve that a little bit and go ahead and use my tape runner to stick that in behind here. And I could go, and do a little bit more sewing down there. That would add a little bit of interest. I didn't do that, but that's definitely something to keep in mind if you are going to duplicate this. I'm just showing you there's lots of room for journaling down in that white space. Now I did take the Creative Effects in gold. I love this stuff. And I did water it down, and I'm just going to splatter that on just for a little bit of sparkle. And it's really great because it's the same kind of gold that's in that specialty paper, which is perfect. Just going to splatter that on. I really like how that looks, and just get maybe a little bit more interest in those white areas, but not too much, just a little bit. And you can see I've used some of those dimensional butterfly stickers from Storyteller. I've used a little bit of washi tape in the gold down there, some chipboard, that piece that says gratitude changes everything. That is from the chipboard from Storyteller. And I'm also going to use one of those specialty paper circles down in that area as well. And I will pop it up on a little bit of foam adhesive just to add another layer down in that area to finish that area off. And my project is basically going to be finished at this point. I really love how this layout came together. And really what prompted this was the whole document you phrase from those puffy phrase stickers. And I just thought, yep, I want to do a layout about me and just do some documenting about some things that have been going on here during the pandemic. And I was noticing that one little bit of ephemera there in the photo layers needed just a little bit of distressing so that it kind of goes with the rest of the distress sort of look and nature of this layout. Please make sure you check the links in the description box below to all of the different products that I used today, as well as a link to the Vicki Boutin blog. And thank you so much for sticking by me today until the end. I did leave still shots and close-ups of this project here at the end, so you can check those out as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching today. Have an amazing day. Stay safe. And I'll see you next Wednesday for another project for Vicki Boutin using the beautiful Storyteller collection. Bye-bye.